Yo, 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 what up, everybody? Welcome to season 2, episode 14 of the Inner Monolog Podcast. I'm your co-host for today, Jose, and we don't have a guest this week. We got the usual cast. We got Marcus, Ricky, and Julio. What up, guys?
What's good?
What's up, y'all? Am I wrong to celebrate that? Because I'm honestly like, hey, I love all the guests that we've had in previous episodes. You know what I mean? But it just seems like every day we've been dealing with a personality.
Yes,
Same
yes.
here.
I mean,
I think like some of our best episodes sometimes is when it's just us, man. Just like Ricky said, I love having guests here too, but the energy doesn't feel the same.
Marcus, you got the deep thinking pose right now.
I'm waiting for him to finish fucking talking.
But nah,
Why don't you go ahead and Malcolm X us?
I definitely hear you guys though, because season 1 we had like just 2 collabs, like the entire season, and then this season's been collab through collab. So glad to be back
definitely.
to basics.
Yes, back to basics is very nice. Don't get me wrong. Again, I love all the guests that we've had. Everybody's brought something to the table. You know what I mean?
Fun to be with.
In their own way. I look forward to either collabing with them again in the future, being on their show, having them back on. It just no homo, but I miss you guys.
Well, we got something special to end the season with all our collabs. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll drop some announcements and take us closer. But if you enjoy collabs, you'll enjoy our season ending for this one. But let's get this episode started with a dirty joke. So my coworkers decided we should all go out to eat. And somewhere down the line, we get to talking about some of the most interesting dates we've ever had. Then one of my coworkers asked, why do some of y'all date loud and fiery women? And the guy behind us, who I might add is also the most quiet, calmest individual out of the group, said, someone's got to tell the waiter I ordered mashed potatoes, and it ain't going to be me. And I feel it.
Oh, shit.
I'm that guy. They can fuck up my order. I won't say shit.
Hey, bro. It depends. Don't get me wrong. Like, if they bring me the wrong side, yeah, I'll live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, if I ask for my fucking steak medium raw and they bring this motherfucker well done twice, we're gonna have a problem.
We got a problem.
Somebody's got to go.
I'm sorry. Like, I like my steak like I like my pussy. There's gotta be a little pink in it.
Yep.
Well said. Well said. So let's get into
man.
Look What I Found.
Look what I found.
So for Look What I Found, we have Partygoers kill a gunman with bricks after he opened fire at a Texas home. So who wants to talk about this one?
The saying "Don't mess with Texas" has never been more real than with this story here.
Yeah, yes and no, because here, like you said, partygoers in Texas kill.
Don't ruin their good time.
No, they kill a gunman with bricks.
They stoned his ass.
Further proving that you don't need a gun to stop a bad guy with a gun.
Good point. I was thinking about the dog from last week that was throwing bricks. I thought they maybe had him on.
Bro,
like
they
the payroll.
straight up brought bricks.
He was
to
on
a
security
gunfight.
guard.
This was security guard.
Ah, shit.
Man.
Not a... God damn, my fucking camera keeps...
Straight up brought bricks to a gunfight.
You back. So,
And
what was
won.
your article?
This is my article.
Go ahead.
My guy
Tell
was-
us what happened then.
So this gunman opened fire on a party early last Monday. Fatally shot one person and a bunch of attendees from the party saw a pile of bricks near a construction site that was next door, grabbed them and fucking just started throwing them at him. Yeah.
And
Just
we
watch
got
the
footage.
video.
Let's check it out.
I'm just sorry to say that this is a Darwin Award winner, right? This guy wins the Darwin Award.
Yeah. Fortunately, two people fairly struck.
Fort Worth police say neighbors and witnesses to a shooting at a party chased down the gunman and killed him with landscaping stones. Good evening, I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eagers. 9 o'clock, several people were wounded, and police say the gunman killed 2 people before he was killed with those paver stones. The shooting murders were the second act of violence in that same neighborhood on the same day. Police also investigating another shooting from Sunday afternoon. And this is the same neighborhood rocked by violence after a July 4th celebration. Fox 4's Macy Jenkins live with the latest. Macy.
Well, Heather and Steve, Fort Worth police are investigating this violent ending to a party that began on Sunday evening, and they are stressing to everyone, do not chase down a gunman on a shooting spree.
It's just something that we don't believe shouldn't have happened.
A backyard party in the Como neighborhood of Fort Worth early Monday morning ended with 3 in the hospital and 2 dead. 1 shot to death and the shooter stoned to death by witnesses.
Tragic, heartbreaking, because it happened, because it took a life.
Fort Worth police got the call just before 1 a.m. from the 5600 block of Shiloh Drive, where they found multiple victims with gunshot wounds. Investigators say it started when one person at the party got upset and left, but returned and got into an argument with several people. Then police say that person started shooting. People at the party then started chasing the shooter, who continued to fire the gun. That's when police say multiple people attacked the shooter.
We were able to get stones from.
How many people do you guys think yelled Kobe right before they threw the brick?
They were throwing him at the.
Everybody.
He was in. They either caught him, he either fell to the ground, and at that time he lost his life. What we believe to by a stone.
Police described the stones as concrete landscaping bricks, and just feet away from that backyard,
Ain't nobody been stoned to death since like the 1600s and shit.
Officer Tracy Carter with a clear warning about the crowd's reaction.
Let the authorities take their position. Let us handle this, but we do not advise someone going after someone that has a gun.
Police also investigating another shooting Sunday afternoon in the same neighborhood. Police say a man was shot in the neck, but fled the scene before officers arrived and drove himself to a nearby hospital.
We've got to do a much better job, obviously, of managing our anger, of learning to settle dispute.
Community activist Estris Tucker says he worries that new Como residents don't take the same pride in or show the same concern about the neighborhood as the long-timers seem to do.
We try to find ways to redeem the narrative and say this is not who we are, this is not what we're about, and continue to lift our standards and our expectations for our neighbors.
Simply on the 18th hole.
Detectives are still investigating and interviewing witnesses. At this point, it's unclear if anyone could face charges. They haven't so far.
And that was a rocky end to that party.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
You think anybody's party was stoned?
You know what I find really weird? Aside from Julio's face.
That it wasn't even a rock concert.
Yeah, that's one of them, actually. But you notice how they're telling people, like, you should not chase down a gunman. You should not get involved. Let us get there and take care of business. I'm like, bitch, you motherfuckers take like 15 minutes to get to a scene half the time. And by the time
you guys
you
should
get
all
there,
wait around
this
and let yourself get shot
gone.
so that we look like heroes.
Let the police do their job.
Look, don't get me wrong. Far be it for me to say, like, put your life at risk. But, bro,
if you're willing to, though, why not?
Well, here's what's stupid.
If the brick connects.
Have you guys ever watched, like, mass shooting, like, workplace training videos? They always say, like, find heavy objects to fight back with and shit.
Why did he say that?
Okay.
We all actually watched that shit.
But still, here's what I'm saying.
Okay, here's
These
the
people
perfect
did
example,
that.
right? Burning fire. How many of you guys are running inside to help people?
Depends.
Okay, so I'd probably
Not
run
my
inside to try to help.
family.
You know what I mean? But
People I knew.
point
Yeah.
being is that this dude that was doing the mass shooting fucked up because there was more of me's than there was of you guys
Yep.
at that party.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's the luck of the draw. You're gonna commit a crime. You never understand how many people are willing to stop you from robbing the liquor store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then kudos to whoever's a contractor that's taking forever to finish this landscaping job, because thanks to them.
He just gave them incentive. Hey, sometimes we take forever, but you never know when our supplies may save a life.
It saved a life.
Yeah.
Again, the Darwin Award goes to the shooter because ultimately you had a gun. You literally had enough weaponry to kill everybody at that party.
And yet they still managed to kill you without a gun.
So thank you for thinking on our genetic pool. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We need that more.
We need to exist.
For you.
And I think what we need more as well is just people taking mental health breaks. And we actually got someone that thinks otherwise for athletes. We got Piers Morgan, who faces backlash over his comments about Simone Biles' mental health. So if you guys are familiar, Simone Biles is that gymnast that has. Well, actually, this is probably your article, right, Bull? So why don't you tell it?
Yeah. So basically, this dude took to Twitter and basically belittled her because of. It's not even just him. Fucking Michael Chi made jokes about her sexual assault. Fucking Charlie Kirk basically called her weak.
Okay, so sorry for cutting you off, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that I do have the unpopular opinion, and I will say that her sexual assault was nothing to play around with. Like that sexual assault should never be a joke. You know what I mean? Unless the joke, the butt of the joke is on an inanimate object, in an imaginary person, something that didn't really happen to somebody, right?
Hey, hell, I got a couple
where you're
of
not wishing
screenshots.
bad on somebody. But my thing is that if you're gonna prance around in a leotard that has a goat on it, wear goat attire, then you have to step up to the plate when the pressure is the highest.
Here's the problem, though. It's not just because of her mental health. To be honest, I think that's just a cover in order to explain. But the judges ruled that they would not count her signature moves in her routines, meaning that the moves she did
don't matter.
Hold on, let me finish.
It don't matter.
The moves that she did that were coined for her, no one else can do. So therefore, they're not going to count them.
It doesn't matter.
Actually,
that's
does.
Okay. No,
if you're going to have a competition for the best of the best, and you do your best, and you're not graded on your best because everyone else can't do the same moves you can, how the fuck is it a competition then?
Because you could. I'm not saying that it's not a It's. I'm not saying that it's fair, bro. I'm not saying that at all. I agree with you. Like you should still be. You still get your points on everything that you've achieved, but you can't bitch and moan. You know, like. It's part of the reason why I don't respect LeBron James as an athlete. You know, he's done great things off the court, but he bitches and moans. He complains about super teams when he's the one that initiated the super team idea. He's the one that had his own private fucking news conference just to announce that he was taking his talents to South Beach. If you're gonna prance around in a goat leotard, wear goat attire, then you should then step up and show why you're the GOAT.
Is somebody making a phone call?
Julio is.
I think Julio's trying to get Simone Biles to chime in and talk. No
Hey!
Julio.
No, my dad.
I mean,
fucking ask some stupid questions.
I hear where you're coming from, Rick, and definitely I hear where you come from as well, Bulls. I'm probably more on the side of Marcus on this one. You know, just because we saw it recently with Ryan Garcia in the boxing world. You know, and he was coming off a big win and was lined up to have a championship fight with David Hayden, and then he pulled out of that fight because of mental health issues.
Yeah, I couldn't back that either. I'm sorry, I can't back that either. If you're gonna sit online and troll people left and right, you can't then back out of a fight according to mental health issues, because it's one of those things. Like, so for example, with the Simone Biles situation and Ryan Garcia situation, these are pressures that you brought upon yourself. Does that make sense? Like, these are if she would have never flaunted around in a goat leotard, goat attire, if Ryan Garcia wouldn't be trolling people online and doing this other shit, there wouldn't be a standard that they're required to keep.
Yeah, no, Rick, definitely. I mean, I think they're on the spotlight, and they created more pressure on them by their personas and their attire. But the thing with Piers Morgan, like he implies that like role models need to be perfect, and that
let him finish, Julio. Damn.
Mental health.
No. Nobody's perfect, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't agree with him. I'm just saying that, like, with Ryan Garcia pulling out of his fight, Simone Biles pulling out. It's a bitch move.
Gotcha. And what are you gonna say, Julio?
I was gonna ask Rick. Can you clarify what you mean by goat outfit?
Dude, you can look up. She had a leotard that had a goat stitched onto it.
So, goat means greatest of all time.
Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry.
Fucking.
No,
I get what you mean. Yeah,
she had a wardrobe made for competitions that said goat.
Yeah.
If you're gonna show up to the Olympics wearing that, that's.
It wasn't the Olympics. It was like the World Classics or something. But it's the same thing with Ryan Garcia, where Ryan Garcia constantly trolls people online. You know what I mean? Like we all like for example, I talk a lot of shit on and off the internet.
That's true.
I can't then turn around and get butthurt.
All right, so I made multiple videos of this on TikTok, and one of the things that I highlighted was a simple fact of the matter is, one, in order to do what she does, your mind and body have to be completely in sync. Now, the reason why I believe that her mind and body weren't in sync was, one, because she just found out that they're not going to score her the same way they score everyone else.
She had a month to prepare.
Let me finish. It doesn't matter. Because even if you have a month to prepare, you still are not getting graded the same as everyone else. Meaning you're now being handicapped because you're too damn good. Which means now you got to try and win a competition that is basically stacked against you. And it completely unbalances you to the point where you may end up fucking yourself up and getting injured and no longer being able to do the sport.
No.
So rather than her actually injuring herself,
how is it stacked against her? How is it stacked against her when the moves that she is being graded on are moves that everybody else can do? I'm not saying that part is fair, bro. I'm not saying that at all, because it is fucked up that she put herself so far beyond everybody else that there's not one other person on the planet that is female, born like at birth, that can achieve those same goals, right? I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that, like, if you're gonna prance around, act in goat attire, acting like you're the best, when you're the greatest of all time, it means that you've surpassed being good, being above and beyond everybody on your level.
You're gonna have a level of rigidity basically, that no one else.
Think about hitting God mode on things, right?
Yeah,
where
imagine hitting God mode in that competition and you get shit scores. Imagine doing your absolute best. No one else can do the same shit you're doing, and you get shit scores. But someone else who's doing your argument is I'm not going to get the score that I feel I deserve, so why should I even try?
Why should I participate?
Basically, my argument is if I'm not going to get a fair shake, why even try?
You are getting a fair shake.
It's not a fair shake. If you're going to handicap someone based on the moves that they do, how is it a fair shake?
You would still get a score. You just wouldn't get extra points for doing a move that other people can't do.
See, it's not extra.
You wouldn't get extra points.
Those are not extra points, dude. Because if they were extra points, you wouldn't have had to tell someone that we're not going to score you based off your signature moves.
We're not going to give you the extra points based on your signature moves. I don't understand how you're not seeing that.
They're not extra points, dude.
I'm gonna need you to write a graph on how that's not extra points.
How is it extra? Okay, so if she's doing her same routine, the same shit she's been doing since she started this shit, and they have graded her thus far, right? The next time you show up, you say, "Oh, your signature moves, no one else can do, so we're not going to score you for those. Everything else you do, we're going to score you on that."
No. Meaning, we're not going to give you extra points.
That sets you apart from other people. The shit that sets you apart from other people, which is the entire reason why we have this fucking shit, it's the competition of the best to see who is the best.
Marcus, is this a team sport or individual sport?
Both.
Individual. There's team gymnastics, and then there's individual events.
Yeah, the finals is an individual event.
And was she enrolled in any team events?
Yes.
Yes,
she was. Okay. So I think it's fucked up for the team events because she's leaving her teammates, high and dry, and this is an opportunity that maybe someone else could have had, and now there's no way to get a replacement quick enough. But I think for the individual events, it probably took a lot of courage for her to drop out because, as you mentioned, Rick, she is proclaiming to be the greatest, the best, and to actually say, you know what, I am not at my best.
I'm at a point where I believe that she saw the competition against her, especially that the girl that actually won gold in a lot of these individual events, and realized that if it had to be move for move, like I said, move for move, not move that I could do that nobody else can do, move for move, she would not stack evenly, and she would be ridiculed for the fact that she wore all that gold attire. Although I don't think that it's fair, because Marcus, this is where I agree with you. This is why I'm saying, like, I don't agree with her actions, but I do get that, like, she genuinely is the greatest of all times. Like, I don't disagree with that. Like, the fact that like she can do things that no woman has ever attempted, let alone a few men.
And most physicists
Like,
say it is impossible.
Exactly. The fact that she can do that makes her the greatest of all times. The fact that she backed out because she felt so disheveled, so upset at the fact that now she had to compete at, like, you know, and in a handicap is a bitch move. Because that'd be like me playing against fucking middle schoolers or like high schoolers, right? Like, now that I'm an adult, me playing against middle schoolers or high schoolers, and then somebody saying you can only bat opposite side, or you can only kick with your left foot, and then me saying, well, then I'm not gonna fucking play.
All right, so that's you against middle schoolers.
That's the equivalent though, because she is competing against world-class athletes, and even then she's at least, you know, 2-3 leaps beyond them.
Yeah. I think these special moves is basically, if I'm hearing correctly, what sets her apart from the competition. And
yes,
without these special moves, she is on par with the competition.
See, I'm wondering if if she wasn't black, would this even be the same issue?
I don't think it has to do with the black thing.
I hate to have to bring it that way, but to be honest, dude, I've seen a lot of black Olympians getting penalized and criticized for shit.
Okay, like what? Like the girl that ran the 100-mile and then smoked marijuana, knowing that she's not supposed to smoke marijuana?
No, not that one. That one, that's on her. If you decide to do some stupid shit like that, and you know damn well you're gonna be tested, I'm sorry. If she did it.
Hey, bro, and don't get me wrong, like you know me, bro. Like, I am all for BLM. I am all for equality all around the board. But like, the rules are the rules.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm not saying I'm not one to break the rules, because like you guys know me well enough to know that I've broken plenty of rules. But I also broke the rules knowing what the consequences could be.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bulls may have a point that the narrative seems to be shifted with her because she's black. Because when she pulled out of the competition initially, it was reported that it was just because of an injury, or she was dealing with something, right? But it wasn't explicitly stated mental health. But someone in her team leaked it, like one of the coaches in Team USA leaked that it was mental health related.
Okay, yeah, like
and
Piers somebody Morgan on the team.
Friggin', he said like, you don't get to quit just because you're not having fun. Like, bro, first off,
you don't. Sorry,
you don't. Because, like, you don't.
If honestly, you don't. You're not there to have fun. You're there to compete. If you weren't having fun and you weren't enjoying it, you should have dropped out a long time ago, because there's plenty of people that are waiting for their shot to compete in the Olympics. Remember, this is an event that comes around every 4 years. So most people have 4 to 5 shots at this event.
For some people, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
But see, notice, she didn't even say that she's quitting because she's not having fun. This is this asshole saying that shit. Like, yes, were you fucking there?
The point being is that, like, the idea, and I'm not defending him, the idea that, like, somebody is not in the right mental state means that whatever it is that they're doing is no longer bringing joy to you as an individual, because now it's causing you distress. Now it's causing you anxiety. It's causing you things that no longer make you happy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So in a way, like, yes, it's a fucked up way of him saying it, but the truth of the matter is that, like, when you make yourself such an elite athlete, it's no longer about fun. You're there to conduct business.
Dude, it's like when you turn your hobby into your job, right? And after a while, you no longer enjoy it because you've turned it into the business to sustain you.
No, see, this is the point. This is the point I'm trying to get. This is not. This bitch clear. Like, one, she may enjoy it, but it's not.
You called her a bitch.
Shut up.
You said it.
Shut up.
All right, go ahead, Marcus.
Damn, you pissing me the fuck off today. Fuck it, let's move on. I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say.
All right, well, yep. All right, let's move on. I got a dirty joke before we segue. So, what's the brokest y'all ever been? For me, it was my card being declined on ramen noodles, and I was just trying to buy one bag. And the cashier straight up looked at me and said, "You could take it."
Brokest I've ever been, bro, was one time I got home and I was making dinner and I had one cup of noodles and I had to split it between me and my dog.
I feel it, bro. Struggle's real.
That's fucking real right
there. And talk about struggles. We're now talking about fuck my life moments. And the first one we'll talk about was we all heard about Jeff Bezos and his dick shape.
Hey Marcus, hold on real quick. Marcus, what do me and a cotton farmer's daughter have in common?
You got me what?
We both love a black man, bro. I love you.
Bulls, you got love for you, for real.
It's like,
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Here's any tension.
You're still in a hot seat. Stop talking to me.
All right, so we got the.
I'm sorry, bro. I love you. I just to break the tension there. I'm sorry.
So we got the FAA that changed the definition of what is an astronaut on the same day Jeff Bezos went into space. So he can't get the wings. He can't get those astronaut wings.
Dude.
That's why they were waiting for him. Did you guys see that? They were waiting for him with his own Amazon version of astronaut wings.
Yeah.
Dude, if Petty was a person, the FAA takes the cake on this one.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm just saying. I've earned my red wings. Where are you, Jeff Bezos?
Mm-hmm.
Before we get started, let me go ahead and show you guys the fucking the video.
All right, let's play the video.
I'm glad it's just 4 of us.
On the same day that Jeff Bezos took his space flight, the Federal Aviation Administration changed its requirements for earning astronaut wings. Now, a person must fly 50 miles above sea level and demonstrate, quote, activities during flight essential to public safety or contributing to human space flight safety.
That's fucking petty.
Bezos flew 62 miles above Earth's surface, but because his aircraft was autonomous, there was nothing for him to do. So, wah wah, Jeff Bezos doesn't get it.
Oh, his shit was completely autonomous? Like, there was nobody piloting that thing?
No.
Nobody.
Oh, what a fucking loser. I mean, he still got up there.
He's a billionaire. What are you?
He's still a loser. You could still be a billionaire and be a loser.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to say that.
And be a loser.
Like, yeah, you make more money than me.
Did you see the fucking interview where he just sat there and was like, well, you guys all paid for this?
Pretty much.
I have at least 3 different coworkers who canceled their Amazon Prime memberships because of that interview.
Damn.
Yeah, what's he gonna do without those $21?
Hey, I got a message for Jeff Bezos though. Since we all paid for this, what's up, bitch? Send us like a little pin that we can put on our shirts that says you've been in space.
Yeah, give me some wings as well. Since you paid the official ones.
Right, give me some wings, dude. Like little wings. Amazon funded.
So did the FAA change this while he was already in space, so he couldn't do shit about it?
Pretty much.
Because if they released it before,
we need to change it.
I want some wings to say Prime with like in bold letters with the wings off the edges.
Well, I'm glad that they did because, like, think about it. Like, think about working your entire life and saying "fuck you" to all of humanity, so that you can make yourself feel like you're an astronaut.
This is how I know fucking billionaires are fucking retarded. Because Remember when during the interview, one of them said, like, can you imagine everyone having access to, going out to space and being able to explore and just live out in space and all this extra shit? And I was like, no, bitch, because we haven't even figured that out on Earth.
Yep.
The fuck makes you think we're gonna figure it out in space?
My guy, you are literally launching yourself into space with the amount of money that it would take to end homelessness. What the fuck are you talking about?
You could literally fund the beginning of Starfleet from Star Trek.
You can literally
real space travel.
You can literally get rid of Julio with the amount of money that it took you to get into outer space. Yeah,
hey, nigga, don't have him send a hitman at me, bitch.
Point, I love him in with fucking billionaire Bruce Wayne. This motherfucker got all the money he has to fucking make everyone's life better in Gotham, but instead he wants to run around in a suit and beat the shit out of criminals.
Yeah.
He wants to show he's the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
To go to ass whoopings? I'm sorry, but the Joker still beat his ass with some Stacey Adams.
That's
the shit out of his ass with a fucking pot of crawfish.
I'm just saying Jeff Bezos and fucking Dr. Evil have something in common. Well, they have multiple things in common, I guess, if you really look at it. They're both bald, and they both ride a dick-shaped fucking rocket into outer space.
Yep.
Sir, that's a Johnson on the radar.
It looks like my husband's dick.
Looks like my husband's one-eyed monster.
How are those Johnsons on the grill doing?
All right, we'll talk
what's
about
that
Johnson.
in the sky? Looks like a big fat
Johnson.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's head back to the Olympics. The next article we have on here is an Australian Olympian fixed her kayak with the condom, threw up before the competition, and still won gold.
Wait, he threw
what
up
with the condom?
She fixed her kayak with the condom.
What?
We got a small clip of how she did it.
Let's go. Let's watch this.
Do it.
Play it.
The safest I've ever felt on the water.
New condoms could be used for kayak repairs.
What the hell is that, silly putty?
Maybe.
You know what to fit because she loves fucking black guys.
That you never knew condoms could be used.
Probably a man.
I never knew. Never knew.
I never knew.
I mean, I've heard like
I will
stories
say,
of soldiers.
I'm gonna call cheating. I'm gonna call cheating on this. I'm gonna call
shenanigans.
I call
shenanigans. I won the gold.
Cap.
She shouldn't. She no. I re-race. I'm gonna call re-race simply because there's lubrication on the condom. It could have facilitated her movement through water. Prove me wrong.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't that lubrication get destroyed by the water?
No.
Oh, it's water
because
based.
Usually it's water repellent, right?
It's water based, not repellent.
Yeah. Well, exactly. So if it's water based, whatever oil's on there would make it so that the craft floated slightly above the water.
Okay, let me explain this in the best way I know how. So water is both adhesive and cohesive, meaning that any water that collects to it also fucking can be separated from it. Meaning, if you take something that is water based, put it in water, it's not gonna wash the fucking lubricant off because it is bonded to the water. But it can also
repel it. So it's gonna repel it off.
Let me guess. He's looking it up right now.
I think we may need a re-race.
If I'm wrong, bro, I will let Julio suck my dick. I'm just saying.
I'm not touching that dick for shit. The fuck I look like?
Really? We got evidence of you always fucking wanting to do something to his penis.
He's not touching it, guys. He's going just using his mouth.
I'm not touching Ricky's wank for shit. I don't know what that thing is.
No one said you had to touch it. He said suck it.
Oh,
so technically speaking, you're not wrong.
He's not wrong. But she won by 3 seconds, so I think maybe we do need a re-race. That was too close. She won by 3 seconds.
That's quite the advantage.
Shenanigans!
I call shenanigans.
Next guy that says the word shenanigans is gonna get fucking pistol whipped.
It's shenanigans. Do it. Come on, you know where I live. Show up. Pull up. Pull up.
Oh yeah.
Pull up. I wish
is gonna
you
be
would.
waiting.
Yo, I think for me was kind of.
I have a brick in my front yard. Pull up.
Pull up.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I am not threatening to go to anyone's house
No one cares.
and do any form of assault with a gun.
You and that mustache aren't threatening anybody. Trust me, we all know.
That mustache has warrants out for itself.
That mustache is a registered sex offender.
Oh man. Well,
Offender number one.
My last comments on that last article is like, I did not know the Olympics they just pass condoms so easily, so freely.
They do, bro. Apparently, like, so for example, I don't know if you guys saw the article, but I don't know if you guys saw the article where Japan was being ridiculed because they made cardboard beds to try to stop people from having sex.
Yeah.
So it's a thing where
they
like
could just fuck on the floor.
think about it. Like it's a thing, right? Like these are the most finely tuned bodies in the world. So of course they're gonna find each other sexually attractive. It doesn't even matter which competition you're part of, right? Like whatever it is that your taste is, you're gonna find it. So every Olympics for the longest, I mean I could remember at least
Russia had this issue where they didn't want to give out condoms.
Well, I remember like 4 Olympics back, they're at least like most rooms have like fucking, you know, those candy bowls that most grandmas have at their house, but they're like full of condoms at the Olympics for the same reason, because they understand that, like, dude, these are extremely attractive bodies and extremely finely tuned bodies.
People are going to get fucked.
Yeah, I think like with all the pressure they're under, shit's gonna happen. Like,
yeah, especially after competition.
Is that your excuse for butt sex?
Cowboy butt sex.
Oh man.
Julio looks like the type of guy that has butt sex and then plays Country Road on the background.
Oh shit!
All right,
He's got a
let's
shirt
move on.
with the words "butt stuff" tattooed on the back of it.
All right, let's transition to our next dirty joke.
Yeah, we're gonna get canceled.
I read somewhere that in London, someone gets stabbed every 52 seconds. Poor guy.
Damn. Hey, they do, man. They have like crazy. So the UK banned guns like
Stop
30, 40
killing
years
the
ago,
fucking joke.
but
Move
they
on.
really do have like a crazy high rate for stabbings out there.
I think he was trying to win the dumbest of the week, but we already got.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
take
didn't you you don't remember a few episodes back? We talked about that girl that set up her autistic fucking boyfriend to get stabbed with a fucking samurai sword at a park by his house.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. All right, so the first story in Dumbest of the Week, we got Aurora police officer beats unarmed man with pistol, choked him during arrest, and this is all captured by body camera footage.
Yep.
Can we watch that? That sounds arousing.
There's a clip.
There's a clip. So the original actual footage, they basically piece it into this story. I don't want to get a community guidelines violations for showing this violent shit. So
leave us alone, you two.
Take me home, country road.
I'm gonna go ahead and play the video.
This is one of Ricky's favorite songs, by the way.
The chief of police in Aurora, Colorado, is apologizing after a brutal arrest captured on the body cameras of two officers. The footage was released yesterday, and we want to warn you, it is disturbing. Kyle Vinson was arrested Friday on an outstanding warrant charge. Within minutes, he was left beaten and bloodied, saying he was fighting for his life. Jeff Pegues is following this latest controversy for the Aurora Police Department.
The body camera videos show officers attempting to arrest three men with outstanding felony warrants. When two flee the scene, Kyle Vinson is left sitting alone.
Sit out.
what the hell did I do, dude? Officer John Hobart is seen pointing a gun at Vincent, ordering him to lie face down and show his hands, which he does.
Hands all the way out.
Put your hands out front.
Hands all the way out in front of you.
Okay. The officer hits Vincent with his pistol at least 7 times.
What the
One
fuck?
cut on Vincent's head required 6 stitches. He later holds him by the neck for almost 40 seconds. Vincent's father says he was shocked by what he saw.
I thought he was going to die because he said, "You're killing me."
On your face! Killing me! Get on your face, dude!
Aurora's police chief, Vanessa Wilson, calls the arrest a despicable act.
We're disgusted. We're angry. This is not police work. This is not the Aurora Police Department. This was criminal.
Since
I
becoming
mean,
chief
it was
in
the Aurora
2009,
Police Department, bitch. What are you talking about?
There's like no training in the academy. that
Terminating
tells you to
14 officers for
I'm
misconduct.
just saying, she looks like
A year
she's a
before
killer
she
on the
became
barbecue.
chief, 23-year-old Elijah McLean died after Aurora police put him in a neck hold and paramedics injected him with ketamine after he was stopped while walking home from a convenience store. Wilson says as soon as she saw this new video, she ordered an internal affairs investigation.
You move, I will shoot you.
Wilson says she supports the quick release of body camera videos, which is now required by Colorado law within 21 days in incidents where there are complaints.
And that's why I'm doing it here today. Because you have a right to know what happened.
Officer Hobart faces multiple felony charges,
Why does he
including
look like a fucking
second-degree
kingpin?
assault and attempted first-degree assault.
She looks like one of the pigs
Another
from
officer on the
Duke
scene, Francine Martinez, faces
Whoa.
misdemeanor charges for failing
Oh,
to
shit.
intervene.
That's a grizzly face.
Bro, she looks
These are
like a
cops.
rehabbed crack addict.
Where did she steal the uniform from?
I'm starting to think that maybe they weren't cops.
Right.
Seriously though, bro, there's I pray to, I hope this is some kind of cruel joke. Anyway, pistol whipping, not something that's taught in the academy. What the fuck? Like that's you literally hit him with the gun. That's pistol whipping. Like,
Is that taught anywhere, Julio?
no, dude. Like fuck no. If you pull out that gun, you usually use to pull the trigger and shoot like that. Let me get my thoughts together. Everything I've been taught, when you pull out your gun, it is because that is your like last option.
Can you
That
let
means
the rest of the fucking video play before you start going on a goddamn rant?
Jose asked the question, bitch. Shut up.
Damn, you could say,
Can
yeah,
you
let's
tell
wait
us
for
in
the
the
rest of
episode?
the damn video. Jesus Christ.
You literally like have exhausted all your options. I mean, you've tried hands-on, you've tried pepper spray, baton. If you have a taser, you've tried all that, and you're literally to the point where the person has fought off all that, and now your last option to stop the threat is to literally use lethal force. But in this case,
no reason.
I get
put
that
that
two
gun to
guys
that boy's
ran
head.
off. Okay, let them run off. You have other cops in the area that'll probably catch them by setting up perimeter. All
And the
you
kid
have to
didn't
do
even
now,
move.
all you had to do was pretty much, hey, tell them, you know what? Get on your back, put them in cuffs, and that's it. Like the fucking go hands on like that when he didn't even show anything that I saw was like an indicator that he was gonna run, fight back, or whatever is bullshit.
And one thing he did do, because I actually saw the full body cam footage. When he kept asking, "Why are you doing this?" the officer said, "Because you're not following my goddamn orders."
I never heard an order get given.
I'm like, dude, you're screaming at him with a gun to his fucking head. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna fucking be that goddamn content either.
Mm-mm. Who the fuck is? Like, dude, I feel like some of these cops need a fucking reality check.
No,
like, there's good police work, and then there's just dumb police work, and this is fucking dumb police work right here.
You need to be removed from your job.
You deserve to go to jail for sure.
There's just been
He
too
deserved to
much
go to jail
dumb
for
police
assault with a deadly weapon. That's what it comes down to.
I wouldn't
You
put
go
it
to
on.
jail for assault with a deadly weapon. That was actually infuriating.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I didn't show the full body cam footage, because oh my god,
my fucking blood pressure went through the
I had
roof
to
after
put my
watching it.
phone down at least a couple of times because.
Well, there's more. There's a related story. You know, I think Rick mentioned it that every single week there's police fucking up and abusing their power. So now we also got another disturbing video where a white Texas deputy was lying on a black teen's body as she wails, "I can't breathe."
All right, so before I show the video, give a quick backstory because they don't really explain it too much in the video. Oh, maybe they do. Who knows? So this girl was walking home. According to some sources, she was barefoot and crying. Someone saw her walking down the street and called the police, saying that she was trying.
Bare feet?
Said she was barefoot. Damn it, Ricky. So when they called the police, they said that the girl was trying to jump into traffic. False. That girl was not trying to jump into traffic. All she was doing was trying to get home. And the rookie officer that everyone has seen on top of this girl didn't even identify himself. He just pulled up, walked up to her, grabbed her by the arm, and threw her on the ground.
The dude looks like
now, what would go through your mind?
What you're saying is that situation was unbearable?
Something like that.
Damn you, Ricky. Like, what would go through your mind if that shit first happened? You get grabbed, thrown to the ground, and someone immediately starts jumping on top of you. First thing that comes to my mind is rape.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking I'm going to get raped.
And I'm pretty sure that's what went through the mind of
bare necessity.
Oh my God, Rick.
At bare minimum.
Ricky's gonna get us oh fucking Jose, now you're in it too. You guys are gonna get us canceled. This kid looks like this cop looks like a fucking kid.
I'm thinking I barely
just graduated high school.
Dumbass. I did say he was just a rookie.
Please don't.
Now, let me go ahead and play the video.
Julio, I'm thinking I barely left the store.
God damn it.
You barely made it on this podcast, okay?
Oh, wait. My bad.
God damn.
Shut up.
A North Texas mother speaking out for the first time after she says a Kaufman County deputy, in her opinion, used excessive physical force on her daughter. The arrest caught the attention of thousands online. It's ignited a barrage of phone calls to the Kaufman County Sheriff's Office. We get underway today with Rachel O'Neill.
It was nothing but God that allowed me to stay as calm as I was, running up to this officer straddled on top of my daughter.
Antonique Ray recalls the images replaying in her head on Tuesday evening. Deputy Martin restraining her daughter, Nakia Triggs, with his full body. According to police reports, someone called 911 on Trigg, claiming she was attempting to walk through traffic and was suicidal. Her family says that's a false claim and she was only trying to walk home. Ray says she had no choice but to intervene.
It's 102 degrees outside. She reached for me. I grabbed her hand because I am her mother. If she reaches for me, I'm going to grab her hand every time.
Shortly after, Ray says Deputy Martin lifted from Trigg's body and she was let go. But Ray was arrested and now faces 2 charges. Not only is the family asking for these charges to be dropped, local activists are calling Kaufman County to take action.
We're also asking and demanding that the termination of Deputy Martin. We demand Deputy Martin be drug tested. We demand that a criminal investigation be conducted on all officers involved. And this situation could have been turned bad. And yet at the end of the day, I'm just so grateful that we're here with them. And we're going to fight like hell to make sure that justice is served.
Ray was released from jail on bond yesterday evening. The family says they'll hold a rally in front of the Kaufman County Sheriff's Department tonight at 6:30. In Dallas, Rachel O'Neill, CBS 11 News.
All right, so a little additional information to that. So I saw the actual footage. It was on Instagram. I don't know what happened to the link. I was going to originally post that video. So in the middle, once they finally got her up, they put her in handcuffs immediately. And as they were walking her to the car, the mother was asking the officer, like, why the hell were you on top of her and all that shit. He got pissed, punched her, took her to the ground, and started arresting her. Immediately, another officer stepped out of his squad car, pulled his taser, and was pointing it at all the other people. So much so, like, dude, when I watched that shit, I felt like I was there and I was about to get tased.
Yeah, no, I saw the.
Hold
Go ahead,
on.
Rick.
Let me take this mask off so people don't think I'm trying to hide. But I will say that, like, from an officer's perspective, and you guys know that I'm not gonna fucking always defend the police officers, because I do believe that, like, there's certain rights that shouldn't be violated, and everybody has alienated rights, like God-given rights. But I do understand where, like, another police officer pulling out the taser gun and pointing at everybody else could be a form of a way of them trying. And I get that this is completely ass backwards. This is completely ass backwards, right? Because it's not going to de-escalate shit, but it's a way to, like, cover your own ass just in case shit pops off.
Right.
We all grew up in pretty dangerous neighborhoods that we understand that there's some things that you don't want to do, but you have to do to cover your own ass, because it's better that you're the one that hurts somebody than you being the one that gets hurt.
Yeah, and I mean, what I was gonna say is, like, I think we should all bear in mind that when this police officer was on top of her, his body cam was off.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
that's
the
wrong.
cam was off, and he was putting his full weight on this girl's chest, which was constricting her breathing, which is why she kept saying she couldn't breathe. Like, in the actual footage, the original video, you could actually see her fucking foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's definitely things wrong in this video as far as, like, things that were handled incorrectly. But when it comes to, like, that individual cop pointing the taser, I understand where he comes from, because he might not have wanted to do that, but his partner, who was doing the wrong thing, put him in a position where he now had to defend himself.
He now has to control the crowd because you fucking.
Yeah, it was crowd control. I mean, things could have gone way left if he didn't do that.
Because I'm not saying that the police officer that was doing that to the girl was in the right, because he wasn't. And in no way, shape, or form was he in the wrong. But, like, to try to put the other police officer in the same boat as him is completely wrong, because now the police officer is not in a position where he has to defend his partner, but now he has to think about himself. How did his partner's actions affect him now?
So here's something like what's fucked up is, like, you can't
fucked up is your cholesterol
shit.
level. That's what's fucked up.
No shit. You can't actually. It's fucked up. That's pretty low. No, what's crazy is, so as cops are taught to de-escalate stuff, right? How are you supposed to de-escalate a situation where you just had a fucking young rookie fucking piss off an entire neighborhood? So yeah, like you just said, Rick, now you put everyone else in a position where they have to fucking defend you and your fucking negative actions.
I'm the only one who thought for a minute he said a young Ricky and not young rookie.
Young Rick.
Young Ricky. I was like, damn.
Hey, Rick, we got your OnlyFans name.
Hey, bro, young Rick, what's good?
I mean, no lie, that position that the police officer had that teenager in was straight out of Ricky's Grind on Me.
Oh, she really not me.
Yeah. More like R. Kelly's. My mind is telling me no.
But my body.
Hey, no, it's not more like that, because his mind definitely should have been telling him no.
Yeah, seriously. No, that dude.
And the reason why he wouldn't get off her was because he honestly believed that she was going to jump in front of traffic. But if you actually watch that video, what fucking traffic, dude? There was nobody coming.
And in the original video, like, the mom says she's not running anywhere. I'm here. I'm her mom. And everyone knows that you can run from your mom.
There's a really bad joke in that, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get us kicked off YouTube.
Okay.
All right. Just text it to us.
Yeah. Tell us where we end. Tell us in the after.
Any more comments on the story, guys?
I think this cop's a fucking idiot.
We're good. I think we're ready to move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, you had nothing, Julio.
He's only a 22-year-old little bitch.
Dirty joke segue. So I figured out a better name for boob sweat. I call it humidity titties.
That's a good one.
Oh man.
All right. And now for our What Are You Doing segment, we got a teen that's arrested after a Snapchat video shows her stealing a necklace from a dead man.
Not only that, like I came across,
Jose,
like I legit
I'm
came
sorry. I'm
across
sorry
a
to cut off
story.
your story, but I would have also gone with condensation, nipsation.
Condensation, nipsation.
That's a bit dirty, but I like it.
It's a mouthful, but I like it.
Good. These are all
Anybody's good
hashtags we're gonna use. For
anybody's
Ricky's,
good with the mouthful of titty, bro. Trust me. Anybody's good with the mouthful of titty.
All right, boys, as you were.
So I came across this story, like I came across most of my stories on TikTok, where basically these girls made a video, where basically fucking, you remember fucking LeBron's fucking commercial where he had like 4 of them at a pool, and was saying like, you ain't gonna jump in, you don't want to get your hair wet. Well, they took a portion of that commercial where he's like, "Oh Lord," and then they just played the rest of it. And so it's become a huge trend. So they made a video using that sound for basically saying, "Oh yeah, we found a dead body this morning." So they posted this shit on Snapchat and all that shit, taking selfies and shit, taking his necklace, and
I'll take that.
They got arrested. So
just taking the selfies with a dead body is
I'm gonna just go ahead and play the clip because there's not much more else I can say about this.
You got a clip of them taking selfies?
No. You got a clip of them taking neck? What?
2 teens are accused of stealing a necklace off a dead man. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says the 16 and 17-year-old girls told investigators they were walking in a neighborhood near Marbach when they found the man's body in a culvert at Sunday Song and Charismatic. He'd taken his own life. One of the girls filmed the other
hold on. Push pause real quick.
necklace off of the man and then posted that video to Snapchat.
What's up?
We missed it. Go back to the map. Does that not look like Invader Zim?
Yeah, it does. That street down there, that
yeah.
boulevard.
Oh damn!
I thought that
I don't know how I didn't see that.
Familiar.
Holy shit!
And then posted that video to Snapchat.
What have we come to as a society where not only is it, do these young folks feel like it's okay to do that, but then to that video ends up on social media, and we have found that the young man's family actually saw it on social media.
The girls and a friend did call 911 to report the body. Deputies recovered the pendant and returned it to the victim's family. Officers arrested both girls. The 17-year-old is charged as an adult with theft from a human corpse.
Theft of a human corpse.
Disgusting. What the fuck?
That's a story you should have only shared to close friends.
Yeah. Well,
or kept it to your fucking self.
Yep.
Well, that would have been the better option, but
this is why we need
in this day and age, people overshare way too much shit.
Nah, this is why we need to get rid of Fleet.
Get rid of what?
Fleet.
Fleet.
That's a Twitter thing.
Okay.
So Twitter Fleet, it's basically like Instagram stories or Snapchat stories.
Showing your age, Julio.
Here's my question. What made you think it was a good idea to put that shit on social media?
I think this is what Julio said. Like, people just like oversharing shit now.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like, nobody has boundaries.
If I've overshared shit, you'd probably get 600 gallons of it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this is the. I mean,
this is horrendously disturbing to me, just because.
That's
just like when fucking Jake Paul went to Suicide Forest in Japan.
Dude, I mean, that's what our society has come to, and it's fucking upsetting. Like, I don't understand why we feel the need to share our every waking moment.
Here's my poop.
Like, yes, I am on here and I'm talking to you guys, and I understand that it's not just you three that get to see this, and I speak to the entire world, but like, why do we personally need to share every waking moment of our lives with everybody else. I understand that. Like, don't get me wrong. The counter argument would be that, like, well, you make it so that some other people understand that they're not alone. That other
but
people
what
see the
about
world the
this?
way that they see it.
But what about
But
this has like
the thing
any
is that,
positive
like,
message to other people? You
it's
just
not
showing
even.
yourselves being asses.
It's
They
not even.
pissed off Squiddy.
No,
Hey,
well,
like,
okay. So, for example, with
Can I have
Jake
that
Paul
Squid?
and the suicide fucking force, right? This goes to the point of being like understanding, like, okay, let's go back to high school. When we were in high school, how many people did we not know that would do anything and everything to be the spotlight, to be the cool person, to be the
Like
center
how
of
many?
attention?
I think there was like a good
It's
6.
usually a handful of people.
Okay,
There's
so
like
it's a,
there's like
okay,
6
so
or 8.
let's say that there's 4,000 of us,
Mm-hmm.
right? And out of those 4,000, there's 5 people that are willing to do that, anything and anything.
Uh-huh.
That
Those
still
5
makes
people
it
rule the earth.
like 1.1 or 1.2% of the popularity, the population,
High school.
right?
What the fuck else you think he was talking about?
Right. So you guys are following me so far.
So
Mhm.
far, yep.
When we scale up to a global scale, we're talking about 7 billion people. So I can't do the math off the top of my head because I'm honestly not that intelligent. But 1% of 7 billion people, and I'm probably wrong about the Earth's population. We're probably closer to 9 or 10, right?
I don't know about that much, but
So
Well,
probably closer to
1%.
consider
Okay,
the
so
fact that people that are
one-
undocumented.
1% of 8 billion people globally. What would that be? A close to like 100,000, 200,000.
Good with numbers.
I'm trying to use my calculator over here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not that good with numbers. What's 1% of 1 billion?
All right,
Is that
so
100,000?
I did 7 billion, and we're at 875 million.
Okay, that means that's that many people that are narcissistic enough to do whatever it takes to be trending on whichever platform they decide on.
That's a good number.
Yep.
Because that means those individuals are going to be the riskiest individuals on the planet.
But
Yeah,
that also means that that's currently the people that we're trying to emulate.
Yeah, that's just like this damn woman who put a video of her daughter up on TikTok, and some racist made a comment saying, "I'd lynch your daughter in a heartbeat." Well, after further investigation, someone found out that both the video and the comment were sent from the same device.
So therefore, that's my point. Like, within that 7 billion, how many did you say, Jose?
It was 875 million.
There's 875 million individuals. Think about that. That's larger than the population in the United States.
What was that number again?
875 million.
It is larger.
Shit. Yeah, it is.
It's larger than the population in the United States. That's how many people globally currently exist that are willing to do anything and anything to trend. I'm not saying to be the famous, to be the most popular, to make money.
To just trend on social media.
On social media.
Doesn't matter the platform, just in general.
And of course,
like we have to pay bigger attention to that because simply like we're catering to the largest narcissistic individuals in our species.
Yep. Yeah. Did y'all see those videos of these dudes' girlfriends deleting their 2K accounts as a prank?
Dude, that possibly can't be good for our species. I'm not even talking about from a social standpoint. I'm just talking about from an evolutionary standpoint. Let's get extremely primitive.
Here's a question: do you think?
I literally just presented a question.
Do you think people following? Do you think if like enough of the population follows these narcissistic individuals, you think that sets us back as far as progress of intelligence?
Yes.
You realize he was just asking the same shit. The same shit.
That's exactly
the answer to that question is yes.
Let Ricky talk.
But Marcus is getting to the same point that I am. That's exactly the point that I'm trying to make. The point is that like we are catering to this small percentage of the population, and we all are unknowingly believing that this is what the majority of us believes. This is how the majority of us feels.
Yeah,
When that's not necessarily the truth. Like
no,
what did
it's
we say?
not.
1 or 2%? Did we agree on
Oh,
1 or
which-
1.5%?
I think it was like 1.5%.
Okay,
But
so
like,
1.5%.
yeah, which I mean, if you really think about it, the people that are tuning in are mostly the ones that wouldn't do that shit and are just watching because of intrigue,
So
curiosity.
they just want to watch it because it's
But
entertaining.
subconscious, like, well, I guess a ripple effect of that is that we are making them famous by just giving
Yeah,
them.
well, no, but
our
like we
attention
make
span.
them
Look at what the
famous,
fuck just
right?
happened. They're on the goddamn news.
No, but
That
we
was like what
make
I
them
said.
famous, and there is that, like, for example, like you said, the people that tune in are usually at the other extreme. People that wouldn't do that, that people that are living vicariously, right?
Hey, so
But
remember
we
last week?
can't overlook the fact that there's that entire gray area. There's that
So you-
entire area where there's people that are maybe 1 or 2 steps from being encouraged enough to get to that point.
Yeah, the malleable minds, they can be swayed to behave.
Well, that's like what I brought up last week in our text chat. Where I was saying that meme where J-Lo gets back with her ex, Ben Affleck, and that's considered a standard of goals now. But if a regular individual does that shit, everybody in your family is like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" But
My
if
response
you
to that was they're nobody. A celebrity, of course, it's a standard because everyone likes seeing them together. But you're nobody.
Here's the thing. Why is it that people in general turn fucking, and I'm not calling like actors or anybody, like of the sort, nobodies, but we fucking put them on a goddamn pedestal and then you make them into
Because we
godlike
want
figures.
to get there. Ultimately, we want to get to a point where people idolize us. We want to get to a point where we have a form of wealth or income where we no longer have to work our asses off, where we're no longer dependent on anybody. And
the
the
moment you
idea
rise
that
above everyone else, sorry, go
the
ahead.
idea that somebody that is famous has achieved that makes us
envious.
I don't know. I know that it makes us want to believe it, but it's not. So I'm looking for the right word. It makes us want to
believe the
almost fictitiously believe that they have the answers to everything. But the reality of the situation is that they don't have the answers to everything. The only answer they have to is the answer to what it took to them to close and open the right doors to achieve wealth and a life of self-sustainability.
Exactly. The moment you decide the moment you rise up amongst everyone else and you become the talented, the ones that everyone is watching, you automatically get put on that pedestal just from the simple fact that because the pedestal is
Well, here's the
something
thing.
that's
Like, for
lifted from
example,
the
like
ground.
Steve Jobs, right? Steve Jobs. You couldn't say that he automatically got put on a pedestal, but people believe these days that he was so smart that he didn't have any issues in his romantic life. He didn't have any issues in his personal life. He didn't have any issues in his inner relationship life. You see what I'm saying? Like, we believe that this person has achieved an idea of what we think is perfection. But what we don't stop to realize is that it's not 100% perfection. They've achieved 1% of said perfection, because there is nobody that can ultimately, like, I personally couldn't do it. There is nobody that I believe that's on this planet today that could achieve 100% perfection. There's no way that you could have a romantic perfection, a spiritual perfection, a perfection in your life where you have a balance with your spouse, your mother, your family, your siblings.
It just doesn't happen.
It just doesn't. You have to pick what's important for you
real quick
and focus on that.
Real quick. So, hey, you remember when I said for season 4 we should dress up like Soul Reaper captains, and Rick picked Mayuri Kurotsuchi?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember that speech he gave to Zaya Laparo about
No,
fucking
sir, because
perfection?
I haven't watched it.
It's been a minute, so you have to refresh everybody.
So basically, while he was basically going on his little rant, he was basically explaining why his enemy basically basically lost to him immediately the moment he started talking about perfection, because perfection is an illusion. that drives evolution. We keep trying to achieve it, but we never want to achieve it, because the moment you do, everything stops. There's no more evolution. There's no more progressing. There's no more getting to a higher state of being. So we make up the illusion of perfection so we can constantly keep improving, constantly keep chasing that same dream. It's a pipe dream. It's an illusion.
This fucking anime is so much like me, bro. That
Dude, you could not have picked a more perfect fucking character. Seriously.
I obviously never watched this anime before, so the fact that like you keep pointing this out is creepy to me.
I'm like, damn.
Like, as soon as the Japanese are basing it on I was like, dude, you really sound like Kunosuchi right now.
Yeah, it is an illusion though, because like at the end of the day, like for example, like I wish that I would have like perfected myself and honed my skills more like Jose has, but I'm sure he has his own shortcomings. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, even like, you know, you mentioned, Rick, like there isn't anyone that's perfect at everything, but I would go as far as saying like there isn't anything that, like any one thing that anyone's perfect at, like the perfect.
Well, there's not even one thing that anything is perfect at, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like the ring light that I'm using to illuminate myself right now is good because like there's no fucking back shadow, but it can't light the whole room.
Huh? Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah, but I think what happens with these celebrities and, you know, also these influencers is that they create fanatics, you know, and people do think that they could do no wrong. Yeah. You know,
true.
I think honestly, like
they get
the whole fanatic
thing
is
them up and they've never met them.
Listen, I get the idea, and I agree with you in the sense that like they create fanatics, which I think it's completely horrible because like if there's people that become naturally fanatic to you, that's one thing. But to create somebody that's fanatic gives me those predatory vibes. You understand that you have a level of intelligence or a level of understanding of the way the world works better than somebody next to you, and therefore you choose to take advantage of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, good point.
Good point.
You learn to abuse instead of use.
Hey, listen, I'm really tired of swimming on the deep end. Do you have any more stories for me?
That truly did the work for you, Rick.
Unfortunately, this was the last one, so I think we can go ahead and close our show.
Last joke, brother.
No, we could keep talking about this. I was just asking simply because like this definitely got real profound real quick.
This whole episode's been pretty deep for all of us.
Well, that was the whole point of changing the way we did our show in season 2, so we can have more in-depth discussions like this.
Yeah, and this discussion definitely was awesome to me. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely blew my mind in the fact that, like, the character that I randomly picked simply based on appearance has so much in common with me. Yeah.
All right, so here's
like,
our last.
As soon as you said that, I was actually surprised. I was like, damn, you picked a good one.
All right, so you ever have someone tell you something and turn out to be a lie?
Julio?
My teacher. Yeah, Julio was definitely one of them. So my teacher told us you could be whoever you want to be. Turns out that's not true. Identity theft is a crime. I almost got arrested.
Apparently, bro, isn't it? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because I almost got arrested trying to take some money out of the bank. I thought everything was good until the bank teller just said, "Sir, there's no way that you're Kevin Hart. You're too tall. I'm calling the police."
Well, out of all the other characteristics, height is what got you.
Yeah,
you should have picked Shaquille O'Neal.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Oh shit!
All right, guys. So that's a wrap. Make sure you like and share this YouTube episode. Subscribe to our channel. Make sure you also subscribe to all our social media platforms. We got Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. And make sure you check us out next week.
Don't forget to leave us comments, people.
We like seeing comments.
I love it. Marcus, I love you. I love all of you guys, especially, I mean, I definitely love you, Marcus, but Biles still bitched out on me. Bye, guys.
All right. Peace.
What the fuck?